Well, soon as I arrived in Anchorage, AK, and I was being blocked like a hidden power, and then police ask, do you know anybody does it? Do you see any? Well, it's a, we calculate things and then we make a rocket, and then we send it to the moon, and that's a human being's mind. And then there is a mind to see through the brain. There is a physical things that we could see it, and police keep on asking, any physical thing that you see? Where they're, they sneaks in, they have everything. They have a wiretapping, they have a hacking, they have all these, even like a desktop and Lorex, that is a wire, kind of security camera. They are hacked. I don't know how, but they are hacked. That's the system that they have. And how, while I'm out of the house, they sneak in. They even open the digital door lock. Just a regular door, they just in and out. Okay, my auto lock, maybe the PPC security lock, maybe there were, I don't know, but I just have the regular lock. So they could be in and out any lock. And I thought that maybe digital lock could prevent their access, but they also hack they also open the digital lock through the app hacking. So everything is accessible. So maybe like manually or doing by your own, maybe that will prevent. That's what I'm doing right now. The reason I turn on the video now is, what is the difference? And I was thinking that, well, Susanville, they want me to keep it because they wanted it. It's one of the specialty house, okay, with the 2.5 acre and hot spring reserve underneath of the house lot, and then along with it, it's beautiful. Okay, so 2.5. Since that house reserved the hot spring resource, they could turn it into the hot spring park or whatsoever. It's a beauty. It was one of the kind house, and then it was a beautiful site. So they want the house. So for 6 years, while it was my first house, I bought it cheap, and then I put money little by little up to 140, slightly over 140,000. Anyway, I put a lot of money. Okay, all I have, I put it into it, and then I was fixing that. I was fixing that house. And I did a lot of labor work in order to, it was like a trash junkyard. So I did a lot of cleaning for 6 years, about 4 years majorly. Yeah. And while I live in Susanville for 6 years, I never had a problem to get the second-hand item in order to remodel my house. So due to the lack of my fund, due to I have some money, but it's not sufficient to do everything through the brand new. So I combine it. Things that I have to buy is brand new. Things that I have to buy used. I have to combine it in order to survive. For surviving, in order to remodel my Susanville house. So, but I never had any restriction. They never spread any rumor, in order to limit to remodel my Susanville house. But all of a sudden, once I arrived in Anchorage and start to remodel my Anchorage house, because I didn't have a lot of money, I bought distressed house. So I had to remodel. They were blocking it. People were not selling their second-hand item to me through the Facebook. Okay, so I was wondering the why. Okay, the reason is Susanville house, they will get it. It's one of the kind, and doing what they were doing, like not resolving, loss in college and not giving a job in Susanville. Even I was in the program. I was in the LBM program, they pulled me out. That's what the Mexican American Police Organization did. And then even I was working, they also pulled me out with the fraud. Because they are the one who play like one after the other. It's not only Mexican American Police Organization. In front of it, it is a Caucasian police member covers. But some while I was in Susanville, some, they turn it around and they apologize, I feel sorry what you are going through. At the beginning, they listen their word, their lie. These, Mr. Chen lie, Mexican Americans lie, they all lie, okay? They are the people who try to manipulate, and through that manipulation, they want to get what they want. So it's all lie out there, mostly. It's their side lie. So here, because it's Anchorage house with this amount of money through the auction, they could buy a better house. This is not the house that I was going to buy. I was hoping to get the one that is 9th Street duplex. It's up 110. It's a similar price, almost like the same price. But they were disturbing my house buy through the auction. They increase the amount, and then at the end they don't pay because it's the higher amount. I cannot buy it because I also have to put the money in. That's how they were playing it. So I said, why I am blocking not to settle here while they let me take that Susanville house. Susanville house, they wanted it. So they want, instead of handing out to other people's hand, they want me to keep it so that they think that it's more easier to take it out. And this is a police. Police is the street, Mr. Chen is also police. I mean, Mr. Chen is also street people. One of the street people that, whether it's locally play, domestically play, or globally play, it shouldn't be like this. And for 6 years, I was working hard. Where is my first house? And working like a hell, and then they were worrying, we have nothing to lose. We have nothing to lose, and then it's going to be one of our house at 100K. It's amazing that what they are doing. And then 2000 is everybody knows that who wants to kill me is a police. Why? In order to get away. Isn't it too much what they are doing? In order to get away. What they did. And then, was amazing. And then they want to, of course, because they work globally, outside knows better and more what the U.S. police is doing, okay? All this corruption, all this wrong by, controlling the criminal on the street, because they getting help from the abroad. So they know more and better what this corrupted police member is doing toward U.S., their own country, U.S. citizen and U.S. society, as being U.S. police. And it's a shame. And then due to what they are doing as a law enforcement, that, doing what they were doing, it also hurts the army, U.S. Army image in outside. So while U.S. law enforcement is doing what they are doing, and you want to fight the justice or around the world, this is how it comes, and that's what they were targeting. It seems, but this idiot people is not singing. Everything has been linked in society. In society, every factor has to operate the right way. If one is not going to right, it's like a chain system. Okay, it has to be fit one to the other in order to operate good. But they are ruining, so that whole system is corrupt. Whole system is being ruined. And I don't know. I'm just going to turn it in another report to AKPD, since they were breaking in and spread the rumor. And then once I buy the air purifier, and then they poisoned the purifier. It was amazing. It's just amazing. Okay. I just do not know what to say, okay? And then Susanville is one of the houses, and this house is not one of the houses that they want to get it. So they want the cash. They want me to bring the cash to South Korea, and eventually who knows what they are going to do. Okay, this is how they snatch people's money after targeting. It's not the only me. It's because hacking is through the satellite. They're just in and out, all over the location. It seems like throughout the U.S. right now. And I don't know. And then what they are doing is just sitting there. The way I see, the number of people is not a lot. The number of people who majorly play is not a lot. Mr. Chang, definitely. Okay, Mexican-American police, the CARTEL line, definitely. They have to get rid of it. And then also the Caucasian people who support. Yes, it is cartel line. I agree so. Because they were not limiting this cartel line, they were expending more and more and more in order to earn the money. And then U.S. law enforcement, you gotta do something. This is too much. I don't know. If I have some amount of money, I mean, my social, it's too much what they are doing. I honestly want to leave this U.S. and then South Korea, I don't know. But the citizen is not going to accept the corruption condition. That's for sure what I'm looking at. Okay, they're not going to accept it. They're not stupid. Okay, here I'm not saying the U.S. citizens are stupid, but I noticed that they have a more tolerance. Like Mexico and South America, you have to look at the history. Their condition, government condition, over 100 years they are corrupt. Their police, horrible things they are doing in Mexico. Okay, and then more people is sitting in U.S. position, and their system was ruining in that way. Okay. But South Korea, it was corrupted, but they were renovating it, and they will continue to renovate it. They're not going to accept it. That's the transitional line, and then it's also being affected by the Japan, because Japan has no corruption in government field at all. They are pretty much humble. So South Korea is not. It will be okay, the way I perceive things. But U.S., I don't know, because due to the multicultural system, multi-races, people is more isolated. If yours matter, then I don't want to get into it. It's more like their attitude. So I don't know. And then the government system, see how they abroad. How a broad member start to play is LAPD internal affairs show their corruption. Once that's what the Mr. Chang looked at it, and then he connected it all these like a crew the system is corrupt, so we could play like that's my opinion, but I don't know. But they were playing already little by little. But once he sees the corruption, then we don't have to care much. I think that's what the abroad people was thinking. Because I turned it in the report I turned it in the report to LAPD internal affairs. Instead of taking care of police, they contact UCSB, revenge to the citizen. This is amazing, and it's a law enforcement. In order for them to be okay, instead of you shut your mouth, do not give me the report, and I'm going to, they contact UCSB, maybe dean, and force my son to withdraw. This is how the system is working in U.S. And then 6 years, what did it do? 6 years, they were blocking my nursing career, not even attend to, community college. Since La Salle College did, and the Mexican American police line, they were exercising their government network power in order for me to not to be accepted nursing program. It's just a fucking nursing, but because they lied, Mr. Chen lied, and the Mexican American police organization lied. That's why they were. But that's only reason. This is how they are selfish. They are selfish, greedy, and stingy. There was no resolution last 7 years. Not only my life, because they were also doing it them. You did something wrong in California, then they were doing it in New York, they were doing it in Connecticut, they were doing it in Kentucky, they were doing some playouts. It's our network. Whose network? Police network. Something needs to be done, I think. I don't know. US used to be a good country, okay? But now it's going to be a monster country. This is a monster country. We can't even talk. We can't even, there is a threat by their street people. They are making U.S. monster country, okay? So they want the cash instead of this house, Anchorage house, because Anchorage house is why Mr. Chen to take over U.S. society? Why you let Mr. Chen to play in U.S. society while he's sitting in South Korea? That I don't know why all these street people has to listen. All these Mexican American street people has to listen what Mr. Chen is saying, and because their police says so. Play with the Mr. Chen. Okay, who's command? Who's command? Who do I know? Who do I know in Glendora? Who do I know in Susanville? Who do I know in Anchorage? Soon as I got there, new location, I was being chopped one after the other. Glendora, same thing. Per the chemical, and then disturb my life and exposing my identity. Susanville, same thing. They open the locked door, they open the car, and pour the concentrated pesticide liquid all over the blanket and my the backpack. So I remember that I was washing all these blanket and my sleeping pad in my Los Angeles dorm. And here same thing, they break in, they spread the spread the bug, and then I try to use the pesticide. And yes, they are working together globally, because once they know they have been spread, so through the YouTube channel, well, this kind of house will make you a cancer and da da da. Yes, they are working together. Their worker working together. Once they know that they know the U.S. member has been spread the bug, and then they are charged so that I sell this house. That's how they are manipulating it. Once U.S. members sell the house, South Korea show the YouTube, if you live this kind of house, you will get the cancer. This is how they are hidden. They are how they operate in order to snatch people's money. And then law enforcement, I don't know. You gotta do something, because this people is not a law. Mr. Chang definitely, he's the one who hooked. He's the one who hooked the Chinese, Korean. He's the one who hooked the all these foreigner, Russian, Afghanistan, Indian, or was in Vietnam, because Chinese, Korean, I think they also play with the foreigner criminal organization. These crew hooked the Mexican American in order to work it together. On top of Mexican American police organization, Caucasian police cover. Just like I was fighting EDD, and then AKPD police officer, put the window down and put the arm, and then he was driving for me on C Street. I tell you how these arm putting arm and this kind of. This is how these people is spreading the rumor through the SNS. Okay, they wiretap one time because they were not doing things correctly, even though I report. So which means that they got anchored, they got risked. Because I even heard that they even hand out the money. Once you accept the money, you got anchored. So because you got answered, you have to cooperate the wrong side. Because you got you joined that party, you have to listen. That's why once you get your anchor or wrist, and then you have to obey. That's what I was just saying. They manipulated. They put arm in order to threat. I don't know. They always created, and who listen is you listen. Okay, cop. They also who created. It's a Chinese, Korean, and Mr. Chang. Those crew and spread like all over the world through SNS. Cop once, cop twice, cop. And people talk. There is only two ways to spread the rumor, okay? Mouth to mouth, and then through the SNS. And then through the mouth, if you this condition, you cop. And all over the world, right now, is all over the world is playing under their influence. It's amazing.